All right, the big question, what does it actually take to build a top-performing real estate brokerage, you guys, from the ground up in one of the most competitive markets in this industry? Well, today you're going to find out, right? So it's going to be good. Stick around. Make sure that you invite somebody. Get them on the call. Get them on this podcast as quick as you can, because before I bring out my guest, I'm going to give you a chance to go ahead and bring somebody on so they don't miss it. It's going to be really good. All right, hey, welcome back to the Closer Room AZ. I'm your host, Jesse Moreno, realtor, investor, and coach here at Bliss Realty and Investments. Bring you guys over 30 years of real estate experience, you guys. This show has been built for real estate professionals, investors, homeowners, anyone that's looking for straight talk about this industry and how it actually works. There's no fluff, there's no fillers, just real conversations that drive real results. So let's get right into it. And before we do that and we bring out our guests, you guys, just a quick shout out to our sponsor of the day, which is Driggs Title. They've been in the game since 2007. Over 200,000 successful transactions closed across Arizona and Nevada. They deliver high-level escrow experience from contract to close for every agent, for every investor, and every homeowner alike. You're going to love them. Reach out to them. And here's their number, 602-796-2029. Make sure that you ask for Ignacio Ochoa. He is the business development manager here at Driggs. And when you do reach out to him, you let him know that you heard about him here at the Closer Room AZ. All right. Just a quick reminder as well. If this show is bringing you guys some value, leave a comment, hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Scan the QR code on the screen that you see there. That'll connect you directly to me. And whether you have questions, you're looking to work together, you just want to stay in the group, stay in the loop, you guys, hit that QR code. Again, it's going to get you right to me. And by the way, here's a good one for you guys. If you click on that QR code, you're going to get some free downloads. So it's accessible to you guys. So jump on in there, grab that QR code, and get the free downloads, such as the market data reports here in Phoenix, school rating reports, home evaluations, current listings here in Phoenix, and so much more. So grab that QR code so you guys don't miss out on anything that I have on my channel. All right. Today's guest is someone that I know personally, someone I have tons of respect for, and honestly, someone who's been doing this business the right way for a long time. We're going to be sitting down today with the owner and the CEO of Bliss Realty and Investments, Mara Benson. And just so you guys know, and just to keep you in the loop, Mara has been a licensed realtor since 2003, and that's over 20 years in the industry, you guys. She's built one of the top performing teams in the entire valley, the Benson Group. And now she leads a brokerage, you guys, that is developing agents, closing deals at the highest level every single day. And today we're going to dive deep. So I'm telling you now, take a lot of notes because it's going to be helpful. You guys are going to really enjoy it. We're going to dive into her story, how she built Bliss Realty, what she sees right now currently in the Phoenix market, her philosophy on agents, and what it actually takes to build a brand and a business that lasts in this industry, right? So you don't want to miss it. Mara, welcome to the Closer Room AZ.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here today.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Cool. Well, I am glad that you're here because I do have some questions for you, and
I heard
we're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep this organic.
Okay.
Right. So, it's gonna be pretty cool. And of course, slow me down if you're like, hey, Jesse, whatever. Just
or I can drink more coffee
or you
to
can
catch
drink,
up.
Yeah, and I could drink my Coke here because I've been at it today. So, all right, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it simple, starting off, and then we'll get into a little more
Sure.
difficult questions. But just a quick story on you from the very beginning. How did you get into real estate, and where are you from, and what led you to build Bliss Realty and Investments?
Okay, so that's a lot of info.
That's a lot of stuff, right?
I moved to Arizona in 1998, met my husband, we had a family, and it was kind of the .com area. I don't know if you remember that. Like all the, So was in software sales and selling maintenance and support. I love software. It's fun. I love it. But being a mother is very hard to be in sales and be a mother.
Sure.
So as a mom, and I mean, you're the husband, right, Jesse? So
Sure.
As a mom, we are running the house, the children, and working. So that's a lot of duties. And the kids were getting older. So to get them into school, I just was looking for a more flexible schedule, but I'm also competitive. So selling software, I wasn't able to go to happy hours. I wasn't able to golf. I wasn't able, because I had to go pick up the kids, right? My husband traveled for work at the time. So I forget who told us or how I came about getting into real estate, but it took me 12 times to pass the test. I did not quit. Was very frustrated. I went in every week to take that test, and I'll just tell you, the school, it does not define you on how many times you take that test. But the flexibility and then working with people, I got into it, and the market was super crazy. It was 03, 04, 05.
Sure.
So I've seen all kinds of markets, but real estate is the best for working moms, for wives. I absolutely love it. There's no limit to what you make in real estate, and I can go pick up the kids. I can schedule. I can, be home to help with the family if it's needed, right? And then juggle work on the weekends or after hours. So yeah, that's kind of the sum of it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Because as we dive into these questions, it's gonna open you up for a lot more.
Oh yeah.
So get ready
bring
for
it.
that.
I say bring it.
All right. Well, we have a lot to cover, you guys, today, right? So I just want to make sure you guys know this. We're gonna break it down to 8 different segments. Now, it sounds like a lot, but I just want you guys to know we're gonna keep it short, concise, because I really want you guys to really be engaged in what she's gonna say. And like I said, take some notes, bring some people on this podcast, let them know it's live, it's going on right now, so they could hear this, right? 8 different segments. We're gonna break it down. So you want to make sure you're sticking around, because we are going to dive deep into her brokerage, right? We're also going to dive into something that she wrote. She has a woman's article that she put together, which I've had a chance to read, and I found very interesting. And by the way, Myra, thank you so much for sharing the woman's article with me. I had a chance to go through it. So we're going to dive into that, right? So you guys want to stick around for that, because it's pretty darn interesting. All right, are you ready? Because I'm ready to go with this.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, so let's do this.
Drum roll.
So segment number 1, and I'm not going to break it down that way, you guys, but I'm just going to start off like this. Let's talk about building Bliss Realty, right? You got it. You got your license back in 2003, like I said, over 20 years ago. So take us back. What did the early years look like for you? And I know you mentioned it, how you pulled yourself into real estate, but let's kind of dive into that.
Well, I always seem to move into helping agents, helping those around me, helping them be successful. And so I was always into like the manager type role and training type role. I joined Windermere at first because I was being from Washington. That's where I thought everyone went to, right? So following that ownership and leadership roles, the brokerages changed. And I got really frustrated coaching agents, because at the bigger brokerages, I was told no a lot. No, you can't work commercial. No, you have to work with this lender or this title company. No. So that's pretty much what pushed me to open Bliss, was to have that opportunity.
Sure.
So agents could do both residential and commercial and work with multiple lenders and title companies, right?
Right. And so you've done it. You've had your team, and you still have your team.
I still have my team.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
And you've coached, and you shared about that as well. Before the brokerage, you had the Benson group, right?
Yeah.
One of the top performing teams here in the Valley. But let me ask you this: what made that team work when so many teams fall apart? Because this is crazy business. When you're building a team, right? Not every team lasts, and your team has been very successful.
Yeah, I want to say it's the relationship and the culture, which is something we've brought into Bliss too. There's enough business out there for everyone, right? So on my team, if I'm helping each of my team members be successful and providing support and camaraderie, right, and friendship, I think that's super important. And so everyone can be comfortable and produce, and we're not competing against each other.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah.
At some point, you made the leap from leading the team to owning the brokerage, right?
Yeah.
So what drove you to that decision? Like, all right, and I know you still lead the team, but you're like, okay, it's time to open up the brokerage.
I was coaching. I don't know if I should bring up other brokerages' names, but I was at the last brokerage before Bliss, and they did not have a coaching program. And so I helped create it with the owners. And again, I was hit with, well, this is how corporate does it, or this is what you have to do. And I don't like being told no.
Right.
So there has to be a way how to fix, how to change. And so the frustration with that, the agents I was coaching, they're like, we just can't be successful.
Sure.
We can't. We want to, each agent, it's their own business. The brokerage should be there to support the other agents, right? Just like in a team leader aspect, is you're supporting those agents on your team. So just frustration after frustration, open bliss. I had a couple partners. It didn't work out. I learned the lessons about that.
And I'm going to ask some questions. I have some questions for you regarding partnership here in a little bit.
And I think that's part of the female is, as females, we say sorry, and we're very, we worry about everyone's emotions, and we're taking care of the family, right? And I think it's okay to have our own business goals and our own drive, and we can have it all. We can do it all, and it's okay.
Sure,
So,
absolutely. And, I think of, so just so you guys know, I'm actually one of her employees. I'm one of the coaches on her team. And to her point, it gets a little frustrating here and there. But, I got to tell you that, maybe I'm speaking, I don't want to speak on her behalf, but I got to tell you, I love coaching.
oh, you're amazing.
I love
That's why.
teaching people. I love challenging people. I think I love that if they could do better than I,
Yep.
there's just something there. There's that gratitude that it just uplifts you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe in this business, there's kind of like that saying, what goes around comes around. And if you help others, people help you as well.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know. To me, it's just I love doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I do see the frustration sometimes when you coach.
I think
right?
we all can believe in our agents. We all see what they're capable of. And I think it's themselves, they don't see it or they don't feel it. And we're our worst enemy, and we get into our heads. We get in our way. And so that's why an agent is not successful, honestly.
For sure. Well, here's a quick plug, you guys. Not that was part of my agenda here, but I want to throw it out there because I can let you know, if you're a realtor out there, if you're new to the business, if you're looking to get your real estate license, you guys want to get plugged in, I got to tell you, man, we've got one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best coaching programs I've seen out there. Now, to be honest with you, I've never been in a coaching program myself, but I've seen them, and I love what we have. It's pretty deep, you guys. It's detailed, but you get a little bit more than just what's in the coaching development part of it. You get the coach that's going to help you develop, and it's that one-on-one interaction that you're going to get. So anyhow, just a cheap plug here, but I'm telling you, if you are looking to make a transition, make a move, reach out to us. Reach out to me at the Closing Room AZ, or you can reach out to Mara here, and I'll give you her information down the road here after this podcast. But I'm telling you, we got some good stuff, you guys. Anyhow, let's move on because I don't want to sidetrack from this. Hey, what sets apart Bliss Realty from other brokerages?
I would say our culture.
Yeah.
Our agents. We're a diverse group, and I'm super proud of that.
For sure.
Like all backgrounds, all cultural backgrounds, all ages, race. It's amazing. And I learned so much each day from all the agents. Yeah. And we are a brokerage because of them. Sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I can vouch to that. I've been with you for a short time, but for the time that I've been with you guys here at Bliss, I got to tell you that I love what I'm seeing. I love the culture that your company brings.
Well, it's the support. And it's between myself and Lisa and the coaches. You're part of leadership, right? Yep. So we're talking to all the agents. And I think when you're at a bigger brokerage, and don't get me wrong, I have plans to grow, but at bigger brokerages, you don't know who the owner is, or you don't get to talk to them, or same thing with the broker. They may have 3 or 4 brokers, and it may take 24 hours. And, when it's late at night and you have questions about contracts, or you think you might be in a lawsuit, like you want to talk to somebody. So
absolutely.
I don't know.
Listen, you guys, jump on Facebook, look her up, Mara Benson. She's not lying. I'm telling you right now, if you jump on that Facebook, you're going to get to know you a lot better. I love what you post. You're always you're so active on Facebook, by the way.
Thanks.
You really are.
Well, that's Kelly too.
Yeah. She puts me on the spot. I'm the influencer here for a YouTube channel, and I'm also, all over the place on my Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok and all those good things. But I tell you what, when I see you all the time, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm falling behind here. What is she doing? So anyhow, I'm not kidding you guys. When you get a chance, take a look at it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Building a brokerage in this, especially nowadays in this competitive market. It's pretty crazy. It's no small thing. And I don't know how you do it, but let me ask you this. What's one of the hardest parts of building this brokerage, or maybe one of the most rewarding parts? I don't know. I mean,
You know, I would say yes, there are difficult days, failures, and some of it could be the partnerships. And now I know how to have a really good partnership agreement, right? And that's, I think, one thing us women, we're not taught business. We don't discuss finances. We don't talk money, and men do. And that's something that is slowly changing, and
sure.
I think should change. And it's not to scare anyone else from a partnership. Like, I'm always looking for partners. I think it's fun. It's fun to work with people, but protect yourself. And as much as I fail or I feel like I get setbacks along the way, okay, I can learn and grow from that and then move forward. And, it's maybe the brokerage is making sure you have systems in place. And it's similar to setting up your real estate business, right? And the proper leadership. It took a while to get our good coaches in there. And it's just like having a team and we have Lisa, and it's years in the making. So, the coaches, we're not competitive. We support one another.
Sure.
And it's no different than in real estate. There's enough business out there for everyone.
Absolutely.
And I think you keep moving forward. I think if people are telling you no, not to do something, then you do it.
Sure, for sure. Well, you definitely know, you mentioned Lisa Fisher a few times, and she's amazing for sure.
She's our rock.
Yeah, she's amazing, and as well as your coaching staff. I've met them, and
leadership.
Your
They're
leadership
awesome.
people, they're fantastic. So for sure, I mean, I can vouch to that. Let's dive into agent development and leadership, right?
Yeah.
So you're just not closing deals yourself, because you're busy with that as well, right? You're developing agents.
Yeah.
But what's your philosophy on what actually makes a new agent succeed in this business?
I think it's their goals, which could evolve, but it's having support system, whether it's the coach or leadership behind them, because as their goals change, it's supporting them because life happens, right?
Right.
Our agents, and I talk to all of them, I really do. And so do the coaches, and we share information about our agents when they're having, maybe a death or sickness. How can we be there to support them? And that's the biggest, I think, when an agent doesn't feel like they matter. They're more than just a number at a brokerage that, okay, you didn't have a closing this year. That's okay. You're still human. So how do we support you for next year, right?
Yeah, for sure. So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate being a number, but I love the personal attention in a sense, right? I love that it's more personal. That's what makes this particular brokerage that I love. I got to tell you guys that you can feel the personal, just the personal attention that you get, right? And you do. I'm not just telling you because, I'm not just saying it because she is my boss, right? I'm listening. But the truth is that, and I've worked for several different agencies, and I do feel it here, and it's pretty cool to know that you got that support.
And I think it's asking the agent too. A lot of people don't ask agents. So once they've been an agent for a couple of years, even when I'm interviewing them, I'm like, well, have you thought about becoming a coach? Or have you thought about getting into commercial? And they're like, what do you mean? Or, okay, some of them that are doing commercial, because I monitor them, and I'm like, okay, do you want to be a coach? We need more support, right? Especially as we grow. Sure. And it's finding out, what do you want to do? And
absolutely,
I think as leaders, and I could do better, is asking, what can we do better? Or what are your goals for next year? How can we support that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of agents as well in this industry, they wash out usually the first or second year, right? I mean, you see that a lot. It's pretty difficult sometimes, right? But what do you think about the ones that make it versus the ones that don't? What's the difference between those two?
I think having someone hold them accountable. I didn't have a coach at the beginning. Probably the last 10 years I've paid for coaching, and you need a coach. But I think in doing that, it is the right coach and support system. I know we keep bringing it up, but if you're just sitting in an office every day making calls, that's not real estate.
Sure.
It's not. I don't care who you are or what you're doing. Even if you have another job, you still have to go out and meet people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is real estate. It's
For sure.
relationships. And how do you build those relationships? So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
key.
And not to beat a dead horse here, because I'm going to ask you this question. It's kind of similar, but my
Okay.
thought is this: look, I mean, what do you wish people that want to get into this business?
I think everyone should, actually. I think everyone should have their license.
You
So
think
I'm
they
just
should?
saying, yes.
All right.
There's so many different facets of real estate to just being a referral agent, or you can get a commission check until you die, Jesse. And I know we joke, like, that's pretty gruesome, but like you could be 90 and you're still getting commission checks.
Sure.
Like you don't have to quote unquote retire. Like you can build a team up or a business. There's so many different areas you could get into investing. You could work with investors. There's so many different and there's no bad market.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
That probably wasn't what you were expecting.
No,
but
no,
I
it is.
think
I mean,
everyone should.
Yeah, everyone should.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
It's just another source of income.
Absolutely. No, I got you. And
Yeah.
it is a great business. I've been doing it for 30
is,
years.
yeah.
It is a great business. It's got its ups and downs.
Yeah.
But
That's anything.
But if you're focused and you're working with a
Yeah.
good group of people, and like you said a little bit
Yeah.
ago, someone that's just going to motivate you and push you to be
Mm-hmm.
successful, then you'll do great.
Yeah.
You'll do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But if you're working somewhere where they're not giving you that support and not pushing you, that makes it difficult. And then you get burned out and you become that statistics where you're that one or two
Yeah.
people that just can't get into this
Yeah.
business. Doesn't work out, right? So it's pretty crazy. How do you balance running a high performance brokerage? Because you're all over the place. Sometimes
Yeah.
watching, I'm like, man, she's here, she's doing this. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you do it?
Coaches, for me, it's super important, and I'm horrible at it, but I've had to get better as the calendar and my schedule. And sometimes I tend to focus too much on Bliss or focusing more on the team, and I have to learn how to strategically like structure my time.
Okay.
And I think that's with anybody, right? And my biggest is learning when to shut off. Like it's okay
Sure.
to not be on my phone. It's okay to go hike for a little bit or to take a day off. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's change topics a little bit here. Let's
Okay.
talk about the Phoenix market.
Oh, yeah.
All right. How would you describe the Phoenix market right now for us here in Phoenix?
I think it's great.
Yeah?
Again, there's no bad market.
Okay.
There isn't. It's just who are you marketing to?
All right.
We're usually the opposite of the news, right? So, yes, interest rates affect certain buyers, but they don't affect all buyers.
All right.
And they don't affect sellers. So life is still happening. People are still getting divorced. People are dying. People are getting married. They're having babies.
So it's a
They're
good time. It's a good
moving.
market, right?
There's always a market. Life
right.
is still happening.
Absolutely. Then what are agents and maybe buyers doing wrong then if being in this market?
I would say maybe they have the wrong agent.
Yikes. Well, no, you know
But
what?
it's-
Honesty. That's true.
It's true.
That's true. Absolutely.
I mean, is your agent really working, representing you?
Yeah.
And are you going out and looking at properties? And, if the numbers are freaking you out in the mortgage, like get a good lender, get a good realtor, work a good deal with the seller. The deals are to be had right now.
Right.
And if the interest rates go down, that brings out the buyers, which pushes the prices up, which make sellers non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So I just, there's always a way. There's always creative financing, creative down payments. So I think if you have the right team that's truly looking out for your best interests, it'll happen.
Well, I love that you're direct. I love that
Yeah.
you're an open book to this.
I am.
Right. I
Yeah.
love that your honest feedback. I could see that and I could hear it in your delivery here, and I really appreciate that. And so it's so true.
It is.
And I get it. For someone that's looking to buy, for someone that's probably thinking about investing here in the Valley over the next 12 months, what's your honest advice for them?
I would do it now.
Get it going.
Because if it's prices, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a buyer, you want the equity. So buying at a good price is important so that as the prices go up, you get equity, right? You have write-offs. And again, we've seen it. If the interest rates go down even a little bit,
Right.
people get busy.
Mhm.
And I know they're talking about the inventory. We don't have a lot of inventory in the big scheme of things. We don't.
Yeah.
So that'll get gobbled up fast.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think especially now when sellers are willing to pay and help with closing costs, which you could use to buy down your rate, there's and more options to look. And I say buy now.
Yeah, that's
I
for
do.
sure. Yeah, I do see a lot of people are like holding off because they're thinking, well, I'm waiting for the rates to to drop, whatever. And, in fact, I was telling another person earlier in one of my other podcasts that I did earlier today, and he was a lender. And I said to him, I heard this a lot, but it's a true statement when people say, look, date the rate, marry the house, right? I mean, because you could always refinance down the road and get out of that interest rate, but the home is going to continue to build equity.
Yep.
And if you continue waiting, all you're doing is seeing the property values continue to rise. And that's pretty much everywhere in Phoenix. Now, we may see some areas where there's a 3 to 7% appreciation, where some communities are appreciating by 14%.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And so don't miss the mark because you're waiting for that rate to drop. People thought, hey, when Jerome Powell jumps out, when he's out of the Feds, when he's out of the Federal Reserve, the rates are going to get better.
We did. We really did.
Yeah. And the rates are still the same. Nothing's really changed. And we've been talking about rates dropping since last year, since 2025. Now we're in 2026, and we're still trying to figure out what's going to go on, right, with the economy, the war. There's so many things that
come into play.
Right? So
we're not gonna see the 4% again. Like, and guys, that was not normal. It wasn't. And to be in the 2s and 3s, and we were there way too long.
Yeah,
it's not good for the economy. So, I mean, you talk to people that, back in the day, they bought houses and their interest rates were in the 20s or even in the 15s and 18s. So, I mean, they laugh at the 6%. So in the big scheme of things, when you're comparing, you talk to a couple lenders and you get the interest rate versus your down payment versus, everything. It's such a small fraction of how it all goes into play. It's really the purchase price. So I just say by now, representing buyers when the market is really crazy is not fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't enjoy that for them.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, you like the front door? You got to make an offer. You like the sink? You better make an offer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and let's not do an appraisal and let's waive our inspections and that's not fun, especially for a first time home buyer. That's just I don't think that's right. So yeah. I don't know.
Yikes. All right. Well, hey, good stuff. I'm going to change topics now because I want to talk about that article that you put out there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to hit you with some questions.
Sorry,
right?
Jesse.
So we're going to change topics, you guys, here. We're going to talk a little bit about an article that Mara wrote, The Shift in How Women View Real Estate, you guys. So I'm going to start with that.
Invest.
So invest. I mean, you have a lot of information
in yourself.
there. Yeah. Well, you have a lot in there. And I'm going to quote you on some stuff here that I found pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go, you guys. Listen to this, right? So Myra, your article opens with a very powerful line that I thought was a very powerful line. It says, building a business, I'm kind of reading it the way it says, building a business takes vision, courage, sacrifice, and years of hard work. What's your own story when it came down to building something from the ground up?
Brokerage. Yeah. Even just doing real estate, it's scary, right? And everyone will tell you no. I don't know how many times I got told no, or even in the last couple of years, oh, you need to sell out to the big guys or, downsize. What are you doing? And that just pushes you to, you should do it and do more and to stay where you're at. And, I guess it depends on your age or your family, how you're raised. I was raised that women didn't go to school. We stayed home. You get married, you have babies. And I always wanted something more. Sure. I realized I was dyslexic. And so I tried college twice. Obviously, I 12 times passed the test. That was, yeah. So
don't feel bad. It took me a while to get my brokers.
I'm never doing that. Don't want to be a broker. But no, I've always wanted my own business. It's to be a realtor. It's your business.
Sure.
It is the lowest, quickest, cheapest way to become a business owner. But you have to work every day at being a realtor and getting business. It's more women are getting involved and investing and being diverse and and tackling real estate where we don't talk about money. You know, women get together and,
Sure.
you know, it's all family discussion.
So then what was the moment that you experienced that made you realize like protecting my wealth is just as important as growing it?
I think as my kids started getting married and having grandkids, I want a legacy, and I want my granddaughters to see me as a business owner and to see the success. But that it does take hard work, you know, everything. I think anything good, you work hard for it.
Sure.
And it's funny because both my children are not in real estate. So, but to show them that anything's possible, right? Like it doesn't have to be real estate. If you're wanting to be a baker, go open your own bakery. Go bake.
Yeah.
Go clean houses. Have it. Oh, it's your own company, right? I throw whatever out there. Like you don't have to work for an employer.
Yeah, for sure. I want to dig into something that you said that I read in your article. You wrote this. You said that you said women, wealth, and asset protection.
Yeah.
And I understand many women saw home ownership mainly as a place to live, raise their
Correct.
family, right?
Yeah.
But how have you seen that change, that mindset changed over the years?
You know, it could be the age. There's an age when the children move out of the house and we see couples getting divorced, and that wife has never worked, and the wife doesn't even know how to write a check, or doesn't know what bills. She doesn't even know what the money's coming in and out of the bank account. She doesn't know what it looks like, right? Because her job was just to take care of the children. And I say but that's a big job, right? But when the marriage falls apart, or maybe the husband passes away, the wife has no idea how to take care of herself, how to be successful, how to survive. So there is a shift. And I think through COVID, we saw that too, where women were taking more CEO, COO, CFO jobs, and the men were staying home with the children.
Yeah.
And it's not lightly. Staying home with the children is hard work. You're raising your children, right? But it's the conversations that need to change, and the women that need to ask questions and not be afraid.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's answering
No,
you or
yeah,
not,
it is.
but it's learning that owning a house, like you're entitled to that income and that money, or to own an investment property, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And how to do it and ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think if you're a realtor, if you're a woman, if you're a lady, if
Yeah.
you're a girl, and you're listening to this podcast and you're watching it, I'm sure a lot of this resonates with you. If you're single mom, or you're looking to grow a business, whatever the case may be, I think there's a lot of this information, and I haven't asked her, I haven't even got to the deep of it yet. But I got to tell you guys, this is great information for you. Obviously, if you're a guy and you're watching this, don't jump off, stay on this, because at the end we got more information for you. But this could also be for you. It doesn't have to be the information that you're providing, the direction and the feedback that you have. I got to tell you that it's not just for women. I kind of, as I'm, just kind of dissecting what you're saying, I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking, boy, Jesse, this makes sense, not just for a woman, but also for a guy, for a man.
Well, teach your daughters,
right?
Teach your granddaughters.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, this is just great information, and you're answering everything exactly how I'm hoping that you would answer it. There's no right or wrong, obviously. This is you being an open book, and what you understand, based on your experience, and you're sharing it through what I read in your article, and I thought it was cool. I was like, man, this is good stuff, right? I mean, maybe I should write one for men.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Well, it's okay. So I got into politics. I dabbled in that, and everyone always asks the women, "Why are you running? Is your family okay with you running?" I'm like, you wouldn't ask a man that? No. So me running the business, like, yeah, I do it. I multitask. I think we're really good at multitasking.
Yeah, for sure. You made you made a distinction that I really liked when I was reading your article. It said something to the fact that a home can provide security, but a portfolio can provide freedom, right?
Correct.
I have to tell you that kind of resonated for me a little bit there when I hit, because I'm not just a homeowner, I also have my investments, right?
Yep.
But I understood the importance of residual income when
Yep.
I read that. I was like, okay, right. But I want to ask you how maybe you could unpack that for us, for someone that's currently just a homeowner, that just has a house. How do you unpack that for them into having some type of portfolio builder or residual income?
It's okay for them to, some people want it, some people don't. The ones that are curious and the ones that are interested, I say go take classes, ask questions, reach out if you have a friend that's a realtor.
Reach out tomorrow.
Yeah, we have all the answers. Like
Yeah.
we can help you. It doesn't cost anything, and everyone. There's some that start out as first-time home buyers and they jump house to house every 2 years.
Sure.
And they're investing and they benefit from that. And then some the houses they can keep for rentals. There's so many different. You can actually pool your money together with other people using the right contract and purchase investment properties.
Yep.
There's so many different aspects of real estate.
Absolutely.
And it's not just your house. And I think it's the people that are just, you're scared. But I think that scare, that feeling should push you.
Sure.
Like let it excite you.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is for you women out there, because I'm going to ask her a question. So take notes on this one. I think this is going to be a good one for women here in the Valley.
Yeah.
Okay. Who want to go from homeowner to portfolio builder.
Yeah.
What does that first step actually look like for them?
I would discuss and meet with probably a financial planner.
Okay.
Truly, I would. Figure out what your goals are, your time frames, and if you're married, do you have a spouse? Do you have a partner? And what does that look like? And as you grow your assets, how do you protect them?
Yeah.
Because if something falls apart, even if it's with other business partners, is make sure you're protected.
Sure.
And that was just something I was never taught either and learned hard lessons over. So it's the financial planners and meeting with a realtor and creating a team. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's no different if you wanted to go open your own bakery. I always use that as an example. The benefit could be getting a women-backed grant. There's so much federal money out there, small business loan, and you take that risk and you go for it.
Yeah.
I think you have one life, so.
Absolutely. I mean, what do you think is holding women back from making that leap?
I think the
that
knowledge,
experience. Is it
honestly, because knowledge brings fear.
Yeah, because you mentioned knowledge, and I was thinking maybe confidence. Was it maybe capital or something else?
Capital will come. I do believe if you're down that path, you're on, that you're going to meet the people you're supposed to. Don't get me wrong. You should always protect yourself.
Sure.
I know I bring that up, but the more information, and there's so much knowledge out there now that you can listen to podcasts, you can ask questions, reach out and talk to people. And the more information you get, there's a lot of women's group too, and a lot of women investing groups now. So just being around them, I think will give you confidence and just some, hey, we have your back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yep, for sure.
It's not a women empowerment. It's just, women aren't taught these things.
Sure. Gotcha.
We're just not.
All right. Let's touch on the right opportunity versus the wrong one. Okay. So I'm going to quote you here a little bit.
Okay.
It says, not every opportunity is the right opportunity. However, how can we teach people the difference?
Yeah. Okay, just using me as an example, there's always, you got to go off your gut. Women have great intuition. We really do. But we tend to quiet it. And so the brokerage, talking to people, doing the brokerage, when we opened the property management, I was excited. So to me, that's something right? It doesn't mean it's going to run smoothly. Things are always going to happen, right? You're going to get bumps in the road. But people will bring opportunities to you. And you have to listen to your gut. And I
Sure.
think at first it's talking to those people and getting a feel for them. It could be even running numbers, people are selling businesses all day long. They want you to buy their business. So do the numbers work? Do they work for you? And it could be that you're listening to this person. Maybe you don't work with them or run with the idea with them, but maybe it opens the door for another opportunity that you just weren't aware of.
Sure.
If that makes sense. But a lot of it is your gut. I truly believe.
So do you have do you have like a due diligence checklist for this?
I should.
I mean,
No, really, you should. There's multiple conversations to be had with someone. You've got to get to know them. It's kind of no different than bringing on leadership, right? Or the coach. It's
Sure.
how do you answer questions, right? What are you like as a person? And when you're getting into business with someone or you're thinking about opening a business, usually there's one person that's doing all the work. So what are the other people bringing to the table?
Well,
right?
and I was going to ask you that because I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
And one of my questions, I guess, I had set up for you was, if someone brings you a partnership, right, or
Right.
an investment, I mean, some of the first questions maybe someone should be asking you?
I want to get to know them, honestly. Are they like me? Are they what are they looking for? And then now it's the agreement. I want to see what do they think this agreement is about? What does it look like? Can it work? I think numbers are important, but numbers will also come if you have the right team.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
you could be purchasing a business that's completely upside down. The numbers, everyone's thinking, oh, you're crazy. But if there's possible and there's a market for it, then why not do it, right?
Right.
Or if you have the right partnership, and a partnership should be like a team. It's almost like you and your spouse, right? So, but spell it out. And I've learned that each duties of each person should be in that agreement.
Gotcha.
And you hold each other accountable. So
Yeah, that's for sure. I want to ask you about some red flags. I don't know if that's the terminology I should be using, but red flags when building your portfolio, right? Because you mentioned something to the effect of defensiveness around money or accountability that should always be treated with warning signs, right? It's not an inconvenience. I think that's kind of how it read. Can you share maybe a little bit more of that? What you meant by that?
I guess it depends on where you're getting your funds. Be careful who's loaning. What are the terms? And what are you using that money for? Will you be able to pay that back? How do you pay it back? And women tend to put their money into their businesses. And I think men tend to borrow more. And us women will put our time and our own money back in. And at some point, is that what you should be doing? And I think if you're tracking, it's different in real estate. We track our transactions, our commissions. So if you're seeing changes, at what point do you bring in an investor, right? So that you can take to that next bound. And,
Sure.
I don't know if that's truly answering look, not every business is successful.
Right.
It's just not. Just like every flip, the market can change. Those are things outside of your control.
Yeah.
So you do what you
sense.
can to get out, but that doesn't mean that you don't ever get back in, right?
Right.
I think sometimes you have to take a loss and a fail so that you can learn and grow, and your business might need it, or you as a person. So truly.
I'm going to ask you some questions when it comes to trust and documentation, but there was
I'm too trusting.
But you mentioned something about partnerships, and we talked a little bit about partnerships, being open to it. But you made this analogy that I thought was pretty strong, and you said partnership is kind of like a marriage.
It is, yeah.
Right?
It is.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're working with them, right?
Because it fits well with that. I mean, that analogy fits well.
It is. I think sometimes I talk to the coaches sometimes more than my husband or the agents. So I have a contract with the agent. I have the contract with the coaches. We have a contract with Lisa. contract with a business partner, and you know, at the end of the day, not every day is rainbow and glitter. So how do you learn to work through that? I'll say this, as females, we are very emotional, right? And it's very hard not to hold a grudge. And sometimes you need 24 hours before you respond to something. And I've had to rewrite contracts between our agents and the brokerage, right? Because they've burned me or they've burned my coaches. And it's just not okay. And again, it's that trust. Like, you think you know someone, and now it comes down to the contract to protect us, to protect what we've invested in that person or that relationship, right?
Sure.
You know.
You mentioned it. You mentioned in your article, it says, which was a pretty strong line. When I read, I was like, okay, this is pretty strong here. It's actually maybe one of your strongest lines in your article. But it said trust is important, but documentation is essential.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why do so many people, smart people, capable people, still skip the paperwork?
I don't know. I really don't. And I thought it was just me, and it's really not. The paperwork is what's there. Whether you're writing a partnership, whether you're joining an employment, or you're buying a house or selling a house, guys, that contract is super important. And I think it's kind of like when you're excited because you're doing something new, you're opening that company, or you're doing something, right?
Sure.
You have that high, and it feels good, and it's adrenaline, and you just cruise right through it. But then you've come to find out working with that person or at that place is not what you thought. Well, if you didn't read your contract, you might be stuck, or there's a non-compete, or, oh, you're really locked in there. Or if you leave, you owe them thousands of dollars, or, who knows. But that's any different with an investment loan too, is
Sure.
At the bottom line, don't just sign it because you're there.
Right. Makes
Pause
sense.
and just say, you know what, I need a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or counter it.
Yeah.
People are afraid to, I'm like, even if it's a bank loan or something, to say, I don't like these terms.
Yeah,
I'm not signing this. Fix it.
Yeah, a lot of people just sign away.
They do.
And, look, I think we're all guilty of that, you guys. I think we all, sometimes we're like, I'm just going to sign it, right? You built this trust and some confidence with people that when you get the contracts, you figure,
or you don't sign the contract,
or you don't.
And you're.
But for the most part, in my opinion, and how I think you get a contract over, but you have such a great conversation with the people that are sending you the contract,
right,
that you feel like it's pretty solid. It doesn't seem shady. You end up signing, and then before you know it, maybe there's a clause in there that it's kind of like it wasn't really. It was more for the benefit of that person sending you the contract than it was for yourself. There wasn't a neutral piece of it. And so that's where you start feeling like, I just got burned. But you didn't get burned. You just didn't read the contract.
Right. Or someone's like, oh, hey, we're going to work together. I'm going to send you an email, or let's do a gentleman handshake.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No. Always that's great. That's great. You want to work together. Super. Send me a document to sign. Let's get all the business out of the way, and then let's have fun after the fact. Right?
Yep. Absolutely. Now, you also mentioned exit strategies. And what happens if someone chooses just to leave, right?
Right.
So my question is this: why do people avoid that conversation, and why is it so critical to have up front?
Well, don't burn bridges.
Yeah.
The world is small.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our industry is small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run into at some point somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And we have agents coming back to Bliss, and I think that's just a good character too, is just be a good person.
Yeah.
Don't burn your bridges. I was always taught that. Try to be the bigger, better person. And you don't know if you're going to run into them again. Quite honestly.
Sure. In your professional experience, have you ever seen a deal go wrong because the agreement wasn't clear?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Everything from buyers, sellers, to agents, to all the time. We're not attorneys, Jesse. The contracts are there. You don't need to mess with them. we don't need to pretend or not. Like,
Yeah.
don't change things. But then agents, it was one of my real estate classes, and I forget his name, Gray, or it was, I think he's passed. To be terrific, be specific.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Yeah.
if you're not sure, put it out or go get legal counsel.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, I'm thinking about partnering up or starting a business. So this is what I want to put together. Like I do this all the time. This is what's in my head. Can we get it on paper? What does
Right.
it look like? Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
AI. Welcome to ChatGPT.
Right. That's so true. And you know, to your point, we're not attorneys.
No.
You know, we're not legal. Can't give you legal advice. In fact, I got to tell you, and it was in one of my coaching classes that I was training not a couple of weeks back or a month or two ago with us, whatever the case. But anyhow, there's a clause in the purchase contract that even says it. It says, look, you know, you're not a financial advisor or a tax person or CPA. Don't give that advice out. You can't do it. Right? You're a licensed realtor. Act as a licensed realtor. If you're an accountant, then act as an accountant if you are.
Yeah.
But at this point, like if you're a realtor, be the realtor. Don't be legal advice. And it's disclosed. There's a disclaimer on our contracts, and it's in many different areas of our disclosures and contracts. They're there. They're there to protect the realtor, because I'll tell you what, in my experience, people are always asking, well, Jesse, what does this mean? Can you explain more? Look, I can tell you what it means based on my experience. If you really want more legal advice, go speak to a real estate attorney.
Yeah.
Let them break it down to you.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much black and white. It's what it says is what it means.
Yeah.
If you still don't understand it, at that point, you need to get some additional legal advice. I guess that's my point, right? I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
All right. Let's talk about when it comes to money, control, and confidence.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you have a lot going on. Sometimes just giving up the control is a little bit difficult, right?
It is, yes. Well, it comes with trust, right?
Yeah, absolutely, right. You write that historically women were discouraged from talking about money. You mentioned that earlier in the conversation. How does that history show up today? I mean, is it different?
I think it's slowly evolving, but it's still, I still run into women and they just, if I'm looking for a coach or go to a women's networking group, it's still talking about, oh, what are you making for dinner? And, oh, where'd you get your shoes? And all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm like, that's not why I came here, right? So I think it takes us women also changing those topics and discussing the market, the economy, politics, where, Jesse, I don't know about you, but if you go to a networking event, are they like, oh, Jesse, I love your shoes. Where'd you get those? Oh, you got a new haircut, right? Like everyone goes, oh, I like your hair or your dress. I'm like,
you know,
thanks.
They don't talk about that, but it's something similar. Did you see the ball game? Did you see this? It's always something
different.
else. But they do the same. It's just maybe in a different,
maybe, yeah.
A different way of saying it, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I guess it'd be nice. I wouldn't mind. They say, hey, Jesse, I like your shoes.
I know.
I'd be like, hey.
But it's just, I don't, it's still different.
Gotcha.
And I think it takes us women changing that.
Sure.
You know, if I'm looking for a business coach, I'm typically going to a man so that I can learn how to run a business, how to think with my business hat, how to think numbers that, you know, and I can shift. And, you know, that is something different that coaching for the men, they don't understand that my schedule, I can fill it up with work all day, but I still have to schedule the family time and the laundry and the dog stuff. But, you know, it's, I don't know.
All right. Well, I read something else too. There's a lot of stuff in your article. I'm picking it apart. You're probably saying, man, this guy's just digging right into it.
Yeah.
I also read that knowledge creates, this is pretty good. I like this. Knowledge creates confidence, you guys.
It does.
And confidence creates decisions, right?
Yep.
For the woman out there, obviously listening, who feels uncomfortable asking financial questions, where does she start building that confidence?
You know, I would say podcasts and books.
Okay.
Truly. I live off those because you can follow investment podcasts, money, economy, other women business owners, so many books out there. And that's a wealth of knowledge.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what's one uncomfortable conversation that you would encourage a woman to have before they sign anything?
Oh, one.
Yeah, I mean, what's one uncomfortable conversation that you would encourage every woman to have before they sign on the dotted line?
What is it going to cost you?
Yeah.
Because that could be time or money
Right.
or both.
You could. Absolutely. That's a good question. A good answer for that question, I mean, time, for sure. I could see that. All right. All right. I'm going to close with legacy and leadership based on your article, right? You closed in your article something that said building wealth is powerful, protecting it is leadership.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, okay,
So no one can take it.
No one can take
it from you.
All right.
No matter what life throws at you.
How does that look like nowadays in this new generation? I mean, you think people are using that concept? Because it's a strong one. It really is. All right. Like
I don't know if they're thinking about it. I remember being young and I was invincible. So as you get older, you're like, oh, I'm not invincible. People get sick. People die. Marriage doesn't last, right? So I think you do, even though you're in love or you're getting married or you still have to think of, how do I protect myself?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I thought about that when I read it. I was thinking, okay, building wealth is powerful. And I get it. It's common sense. Yeah, you build wealth. It's powerful, right? But protecting it, you got to have some type of leadership skills. You got to be directed. You got to have focus. You have to have a goal, a vision. And, when you're a leader in any kind of business, you're there to protect the business.
Right.
Right. You're there to help it grow.
Yeah.
Develop it, but you're protecting it.
And protecting our reputation at the end of the day.
So when I read that, I'm thinking, okay, I mean, and I was like, this newer generation, are we using it? And I'm trying to think of people, the younger people that I work with, that I know. I'm thinking, is that what they're looking at?
I don't think they think about it truly. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll chime in and go, "Oh, I think about it all the time."
All right.
But I don't think it's a thought.
All right.
I don't.
All right. Well, I mean, you put it in there, and I just thought to myself, this is pretty deep. I mean, I think I think the people that are going to read your article, and I don't know when it's going out, and you shared it with me, I think, before it goes out.
I think it goes out in July. I'm not sure, but
okay, but I'm thinking, man, the people that read this have to have a little bit of a different mindset.
I hope.
A little bit more mature, perhaps. I don't know if the younger generation will grasp it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of value in what you put in there. That I think if you really sit back and you analyze it, and you can really dissect it, like I'm doing it here, right? I'm asking these questions because I'm trying to break it apart, thinking, okay, these all seem they all seem valuable and they're valid, but how do you really implement these in your life?
I think you just have to do it. There's no age, Jesse. There's no, I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying.
You could
so
be 60 and decide to open your own company or to start investing. So I just say, do it. And even I got caught up. I turned 50 last year, and I got caught up in my old head of, oh, I'm getting old. What am I doing? Like, yada, 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 right? It's just a number. And then you hear about other people that are changing jobs, changing careers. They're starting new companies. And COVID really brought that up of the change and the evolve. And I think that if you're wanting to do it, just do it. Don't waste time. Time is valuable.
Sure.
And don't make excuses. So just do it.
So how can women now that already have something built, so those that already have it, like yourself, right? How do they mentor others that are just behind them? How do they bring them up? What do you think they should do?
I hope that they are also sharing and getting to know other women. Like I'm in it's called No, the women's group, and they're all women entrepreneurs and the agents at our brokerage, I'm hoping that, they're learning and growing from me and sharing knowledge, sharing tips, if it's on podcasts or in articles, or if someone just reaches out and they ask, then just spend some time and talk to them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to be closing soon. I'm going to ask you just a few more.
Okay.
And we're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
I know the audience probably
Hopefully
saying,
it's not boring.
no, man, this is great information. And I'm telling you, if this is the blueprint to, especially if you're a woman, if you're wanting to build your business, this is the blueprint.
Do it.
To use it, right? It's also for the guys, man. I mean, my opinion, even for the men. if a listener takes away one single thing, all right, from this conversation, what do you want them to take away?
I man, I don't know. I guess just be ambitious and don't let anyone hold you back.
Yeah.
Truly.
Dream big.
Always. It's America.
Yeah, for sure. Mara, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
This was an amazing podcast. You have so much information, and you know,
I'm so nervous.
Truly respect you for what you're doing and what you're creating with this agency, and obviously the as well as this women's article that you put out there. Some very powerful statements and comments that you're putting in there. I think it's going to be great for you folks that are watching this podcast to jump on and when that article comes out, I don't know.
We'll share it.
Share it. Yeah, we're going to put it out there. I'll put it on my podcast. There'll be a link to it once I know when it's out. And you guys could revisit it and check it out. I think it's going to be great. Where can my audience find you? How can we find you? How can we follow your work or reach out and learn more about you?
I'm on social media.
You're on social
So
right.
I have a couple channels. I think it's Mara Benson AZ or something. Do you want my mobile? That's probably better.
I have all her information.
You can share it.
I'm gonna put it. I can share it.
Dyslexic. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put it on this. I'm gonna put on my social sites on the comments on the bottom. You guys go down there and you'll find all her info, contact numbers, websites,
awesome,
her Facebook and all that good stuff. It'll be easy to find. Any final words that you want to leave these young entrepreneurs? I don't know if young, old entrepreneurs, investors,
real estate. If you're 18, get your license. Like, just get it. I think if you're wanting to start something, just do it and have fun with it. And whether you mess something up, it's still rewarding. So, all right, just do it.
Well, I truly appreciate you coming into the Closing Room AZ. Yeah. This was an incredible conversation. You guys, over 20 years of experience in this business, and she's still doing it at the highest level. So no surprise here to me. She kills it. If you're an agent, if you're an investor or someone thinking about a career in real estate, everything Mara just talked about is the blueprint. Implement it. If you haven't, go back, watch this video multiple times, share it with your friends, share it with your family members. Man, get it out there because she just gave you guys the blueprint to be successful and the things that you do. She's taking a picture of me. I gotta pose for you guys. All right. Anyhow, if you want to learn more about Bliss Realty and Investments, or you want to connect with her directly, her info will be on my description below. Go check it out, like I said, and you won't miss out. To everyone else that's watching, if you got value from this episode, again, hit the like button, drop me a comment, share with me, share with someone that you know that you want them to hear this podcast. Get it out there, man. I would truly appreciate you if you do that for me. And again, don't forget, you guys could find me on Instagram and YouTube under the Closing Room AZ. Hit me with the topic, ask me a question, or just come on by, say hello. I'm always there and I'm always listening, you guys. Don't forget, hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. New content dropping almost every week, you guys. So get in there, check it out. This is the Closing Room AZ, where real conversations drive real results. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate you guys. Have a blessed week. And remember, set no limits.